Oh man, as always, salute to the NBA community and welcome back to the Best of Seven Sports Talk. I'm your host, Seven Mitchell. As always, y'all know how we rocking, man. We are now wrapping up games 4 in the NBA playoffs. We got a lot of good games going down already on this Sunday afternoon. I'm joined by a special guest, good friend of mine, friend of the family, friend of the network. Y'all already know the vibes. We got BA of Get Your Bars Up Media joining this man. Had to bring him on because he's not just a person that actually knows the game, he's also played the game. So it's an honor and a privilege as always. BA, what's popping, my G?
Man, nothing much, man. Just in the mix. I'm super duper excited about the talking points that we have today because basketball has been really, really exciting. This
Oh
playoff
my
time is
God.
super. Is then you got the off the court issues as well that we can talk about as well. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
hey
Oh yeah.
hey I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
It is money time in the building, man. Salute again to the NBA community. Shout out to everyone that's in the live chat as we are live streaming, man. Salute to the King Cole, Snack King Cole in the building, man. As always, one of the day one. Salute my G. Big up to you. And man, we got a lot to talk about, BA. So I want to get started. Man, I got to talk to the bosses. We have to talk about a guy who some really proclaim to be one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coach in NBA history. Talking
Yes,
about Phil Jackson. Did
yes.
you hear BA the comments that Phil Jackson had just recently made?
I heard it. I didn't jump out the window with it. I didn't really feel racism and all of that. I didn't really feel that from that comment, the way he was
Really?
speaking. Yeah, I did. I didn't to the fact that the NBA has become political. And then if you want to specifically talk about BLM specifically, that's not really something to really the actual meaning of it means a lot. But what the actual company was and how they use the NBA to gain money and then run off with the plug like they've done, I don't what he said, I didn't really take it as racism or him not liking people of color.
I can respect that. I can respect that because I had to kind of take Phil Jackson, the person, outside of this actual article and statement because we done had so much you know history and backstories with Phil Jackson when we talk about possible racism, crossing that line or walking that line finally.
Yeah.
But I agree with you checking out what he had to say in the matter. It's weird though because let me catch people up just in case you don't know. So Phil Jackson, he basically said that Black Lives Matter slogans that the NBA had publicly embraced during the 2020 bubble really turned him off from watching professional basketball for good. He
Said that he
says he
didn't say
hasn't
Black
watched the.
Lives Matter. He didn't say Black Lives Matter. He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
He
He didn't
did. He,
say
he
that,
says he said the BLM slogans that the
bro.
NBA publicly embraced during the
I
2020
heard the
bubble year
audio.
turned him off.
He didn't
So
say
so
Black Lives Matter. He didn't say nothing about Black Lives Matter. He was talking about logos and all of that stuff. He didn't say nothing about Black Lives Matter, which was I don't know how that was fabricated by whoever putting that out. Because if you actually hear the audio, he doesn't say anything about Black Lives Matter.
So they continue to say that he says they even had slogans on the floor and on the baseline. It was trying to bring a certain audience to the game, and they didn't even know it was turning the people off. People want to see sports as non-political. Did he
Yeah.
say that part?
Yeah, he did say that from the beginning to the end. Have you heard the actual audio?
Myself, no. I just came across
Yeah.
this story earlier this morning.
So the actual audio, I actually heard it this morning after you hit me up about coming on today. So I went to go look at listen to the actual audio. The actual audio, he said the last part that you said about the logos and everything. He was talking about people having names in the back of their jerseys, all different type of names in the back of their jerseys, everything during that bubble period. And that's all he was saying was, I don't like how the NBA just became political. So the whole part of it was I stopped watching NBA basketball because it became political. They
But
started
bro,
trying
look,
to
that
highlight so many different things.
BA, that don't sound crazy to you though, bro.
No,
I
I
mean,
mean
we're
it
talking
doesn't.
about a situation with black people at the end of the day. And this was that's what it was really about when we talk about the awareness and the messages that was being brought out. So it was so much aggravating that one of the greatest coaches in NBA history is saying that it took him away from wanting to watch basketball. Really? Like all the other stuff that we've seen go down in the association over the last whatever years, that made you want to not watch basketball again?
He didn't say, but he wasn't talking about specifically. He wasn't talking about Black Lives Matter specifically. He was talking about everything political with sports. People just picked out Black Lives Matter. It was like he's talking about black people. He's a racist. Yeah, Scottie Pippen was right, and he wasn't. I think it was blown out of context, honestly. But one thing I realized, I had to go back and do my homework real quick on the fly. You are a fan of Kobe Bryant. You are also a fan of Michael Jordan. So you are going to give Phil Jackson a bunch of passes. I should have realized and recognized that going into this actual conversation. You feel me? But so explain this to me, BA, because this man said that the slogans, the messages, it was trying to bring a certain audience to the game. What do you think Phil Jackson was talking about when he says a certain audience? He wasn't
black people, right?
No, he was not talking about black people because black people are already a part of the game and black people already watch. They already watch basketball.
What audience do you think Phil was referencing Black Lives Matter trying to bring to basketball?
Honestly, I think that he was getting in his political bag. He was talking about more of the left wing people and more of the people that were behind that BLM were I'm trying to figure out a way to say the alphabet, like the people of the alphabet. I don't want to say like, I don't want to be super sensitive with that, but the people of the alphabet, you feel me? He was talking about that specifically, I believe.
Is Phil Jackson a racist? I'm not going to play no games with you this afternoon here in the Best of Seven, man. You already know how I'm rocking. I'm just going to come out with it, man. Is Phil Jackson a racist?
No, he's not a racist. Does he stereotype like most people do of all different colors, shapes, all of that? Yeah, possibly. But as far as being racist and not liking people of color, I doubt it. He got too much money.
How many instances or circumstances of stereotypes do you get before you is classified pretty much as a racist? I'm just asking you. I mean, if we're going to take some type of barometer and gauge, try to measure how many times will it take for someone to repeat this same type of stereotypical behavior for you to classify them as such? How many will it take?
If somebody, there is no many times. It will take one time. If I tell you I don't like you because of the way that you look, but the way that your skin tone is or whatnot, or your ethnicity, then that is, to me, that's what it is, period. I don't like you because you're this. I haven't heard him say nothing like that, bro.
When he called LeBron James and his crew a posse, did you have a problem with that? I mean, we gonna break this down, man. This is, this is what we do here. Did you have a problem with that?
Are they? What would you like?
I mean, it's just the vocabulary. I wasn't really tripping off of it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't really trip off of that.
Clutch Sports, low key, is the pot. Is what are they? Is that not
their posse? Their crew, their clique.
They are, but since Phil Jackson is Caucasian, we don't. You can't use that word. So I get where everybody else was tripping with that. But if you look at it, what he really meant from it, he was talking about Clutch Sports in general. He wasn't just talking about LeBron. He was talking about Clutch Sports taking over and calling shots and running down there the NBA for real.
Well, you really are a Kobe fan. Like, you gonna make sure that Phil Jackson land on his feet in this story, man. I swear, I love it.
Well, I'm not defending.
What about the Carmelo Anthony experience with Phil Jackson? Did you feel any type of racial connotations in that relationship? I got more. I got more. When I'm ready to rock today, man.
Yo, a business relationship is a business relationship. And then if we talk about that New York experience, Phil Jackson was just horrible at his job. which when you are a general manager / president, whatever he was just horrible at that job and just stank it up, which it starts at the top and then it trickles down to the bottom. And
Got
that is why Carmelo, that's why Carmelo it kind of did stain Carmelo's career, but Carmelo made that choice to go there when he could have stayed in Denver.
All right. Well, you've pretty much
Or went
got
to Miami. Or went to Miami.
all right. So you've created a safe haven for Phil Jackson in pretty much all the situations. I mean, you've done a great job. I got one more for you though. You know, there was a guy who won 6 championships under Phil Jackson's tutelage, came straight out in his book called Phil Jackson a Racist. I'm talking about the one Scottie Pippen. He flat out called Phil Jackson a racist. So that's 4 circumstances and examples that I've given you. You've paved the way for 3 of them. I don't know how, but you've paved the way for 3 of them. But with Scottie Pippen saying it, you still think it's cat.
Pippen is and then guess what? Out of all of them, Scottie Pippen is the only person out of all of them that said Phil Jackson was a racist. He's the only person. He's the only person. The other 3, it wasn't none of them people that came out and say, "Oh, he's a racist." No. And then once again, I'm going off of the context of what I heard from the direct source, which is Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen actually spoke about this. Scottie Pippen has some hate in his heart, just the same hate that he had for MJ when he was talking. And go off on MJ and get out of here. Come on, stop. Shout out to Scottie. He's one of the greatest of all time. He is, to me, one of the greatest small forwards to ever play the game. Because I got a chance I was blessed to be able to grow up in that era and actually watch him play. But I'm not going off of Scottie Pippen's words. I'm not going off of what Scottie says. Scottie got some hate in his heart, bro.
Wow. Anything to Scottie Pippen can't win for losing. Like, he can't win for losing. Like, all right, man. It is unbelievable how y'all do. But I just had to get your thoughts on Phil Jackson and this story. You said you actually listened to the audio. My thoughts is I'm with you. I don't feel like this was a racist comment. He was keeping it real. You know, he was being honest, whether people like it or not. But some of the vocabulary, some of the things I'm reading, it was kind of weird to me. Like, what audiences you talking about these slogans try to bring to the game, and why is that a problem? And we know with the BLM, with the slogans and all the jersey names and all that was geared toward, how does that make you not want to watch basketball again? A guy whose whole life has been basketball. So that turns you away. Forget all the drugs, the violence and everything that's been going down in the sport. That right there make you never want to play basketball again. And you was, willing to say that in an interview in the public. That's weird to me, bro. I'm not going to say he's a racist, but he just gives me too many weird vibes. And 1 + 1 = 2. So
he's old, and this is what happens when you're old. When you're old, you just don't give a fuck. So if he was racist, I guarantee you, he would be like, "I don't like none of y'all niggas." He would say that. If he was like with him being the age that he is, he's at the age where he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He gonna say what he want to say.
This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. 7 Mitchell in the building. We got the homie BA joining us, man. Salute to everybody that's in the live chat once again. BA, man, before we get into the next topic, man, let everybody that can follow you at on social media. I know you told me you got a new sports project that you about to start. So let everybody know what you got going on and where they can follow you, bro.
So you can follow me at Get Your Bars Up Media on every single platform: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, everywhere. You feel me? IG, all of that. But shout out to 7 Mitchell, man. Shout out to my brother 7 Mitchell. He has motivated and inspired me, like 100% has inspired me to start up Get Your Bars Up Sports. And I actually I have the YouTube up right now. It's GETYABARZUP Sports. and you can go look that up. Go subscribe. Content is coming soon. But 7, thank you for the inspiration, sir.
Man, likewise, bro. Like I said, you are one of my day ones when it comes to this media thing. Anyway, we've had a rapport when it comes to a whole nother field, and just knowing that you not only know you get your stuff when we talking about sports as a whole, you've actually played sports in your life, though. So it's always definitely a privilege just to be chopping it up with you. And you've always been a boss and self-made when it comes to your own brand and stuff like that. So it's good to see that you jumping into the sports world, and I hope that you get it popping, and anything that you need from me, you already know where to find me. It's a done deal, bro. You already know.
Feelings mutual, bro. Thanks.
You already. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk, man. Again, man, smash that like button. Again, salute to the NBA community as always. Shout out to my guy Anthony in the building, man. Big up to my dog, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Big up to the new subscribers as well. Make sure you guys join the Best of 7 Sports Talk membership. The link is pinned to the top. Let's get into the next topic. BA, I want to talk about my Lakers. I want to talk about my Lakers, man. Ooh. Jesus Christ. We got it done last night. LeBron and crew up 2-1. Yes. What, BA, let's start here. What have you learned about my team after 3 games versus the Memphis Grizzlies?
I learned that they are really good, and it's a chance. They have the potential to be. They have a potential to actually make it to the Western Conference Finals. They have that potential, and man, the role players. As long as the role players continue to do what they do. If they focus more on defense opposed to offense, because offense is going to come because they have so many gifted offensive players. If they focus and lock down on defense, they'll be A1. But when they get to what they did, because they was up by 30 points yesterday, and they let them boys kind of make a little run back for whatever apparent reason because they let the foot off the gas. The same thing they did in game 2. They can't do that. They got to keep the foot on the gas and defend. But I like them though. I like the Lakers.
Yeah, Ja Morant went crazy, yesterday. He definitely tried to help spear some type of comeback. It just wasn't enough. And we have watched the Lakers play down to the level of competition pretty much all season. And they've always had a problem with holding leads. So you're absolutely right. That's something that they need to focus on. We're going to talk about Memphis in a second. But you brought up the Lakers role players and how they had stepped up, being pretty impressive. LeBron doesn't have to lead this team. If these guys play well, LeBron doesn't have to lead this team, in my opinion. But can he still in your eyes? If they really need LeBron to take the driver's seat for not just one game, maybe a series, do you think LeBron James still has enough in the tank to get it done?
No. I think his age has caught up with him, and I noticed that. I've been noticing what I've noticed this season is, don't get me wrong, he still averaged 30 points a game, but I noticed that at key moments in games when they need somebody to actually go super crazy, I noticed that he doesn't have that extra gear that he used to be able to get to actually affect the whole game. Because he used to, LeBron used to be able to influence the entire game. I'm talking about offensive, defensively, etc. Have you super scared to do that? I don't know. He just he could shut down a whole arena and control a whole arena. He doesn't have that anymore. Now, with him specifically, the Lakers don't really go where he goes because he's going to get what he gets because that's what he does. He passed some stats up. He can score. But Anthony Davis, they're going. The Lakers are only going to go as far as Anthony Davis takes them, and that's who the team really relies on. To me, this season, that's who they're going to have to rely on.
BA, respectfully, let me tell you something.
I know it's coming.
You have really disrespected LeBron James for the last time on my show. You know, I have allowed this thing to go down for months. And
Bro,
for you to sit up here with the American public listening in and say that LeBron James is too old, bro,
he doesn't
this
have
is a
that
guy
gear.
who did we not just witness this man surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar time this same season that we
Yeah,
currently in? You
but
forgot?
he's been in the league for 20 years. Seven. I don't know. I think it's those glasses, the shades you got on. If you take those shades off when you watch LeBron and when you watch LeBron play, you can tell he doesn't move the same. He be getting this shit swatted. A lot of his buckets come in garbage time. They
My
come in
God.
garbage modes.
My God. This is so
He's not doing
disrespectful.
that. He's still
You're
the
gonna
third
sit up
greatest player
here
of all time, bro. He's
discussing
still
like
top three all the time.
top three.
He's
LeBron
still
James is
top
the
three of
greatest of
all
all
time
time.
to me.
You putting Kobe and Michael Jordan over LeBron is blasphemous. And I
Yes,
don't even want to go
yes.
down that road. This is insane, BA.
It's
You making it seem like
bro,
LeBron offensively have fell off.
no, I'm saying like he is not what he is not. He doesn't control the game like he used to. He gets buckets, but he gets buckets like his buckets don't really. Most games this season, his buckets didn't contribute to wins. They didn't.
I'm not going to
They
let
didn't.
you get away with that, BA. He has the greatest basketball IQ in the league. How are you going to say he doesn't impact the game anymore?
If you want to say all time, I'm talking about today. I'm not talking about 5 years ago and beyond or 4 years ago
Who's
and beyond.
smarter than LeBron on the basketball court right now?
Bro, Kobe is the GOAT. That's all I can say. Kobe is the GOAT. Salute to LeBron. But Kobe is the GOAT. I'm sorry, Seven. Shout out to
My
LeBron.
God.
Bro, it's been thousands of why. So, Seven, tell me this. It's been thousands of NBA players, right? Thousands, right? That's ever been able, well, not thousands, but a few thousand that's ever put on an NBA uniform and played in the NBA game. What's wrong with being number 3? What's wrong with being top 3, bro? That's incredible. That's
You should be
incredible.
asking yourself that because the guy that you campaigning for, Kobe, at the best is number
Yes.
3. I mean, you got to put Kobe above Magic and Larry Bird, and you can have that argument.
Yeah,
My
but
man
hey,
LeBron is number 1
if
above Kobe and Jordan. You
see
watch
this,
how he played versus Kobe, bro. How can
bro,
you even compare? Come on, man. Like,
this is
let's
what
be
I'm
real.
gonna say, Seven. This is what I'm
Salute
gonna
to the
say.
new member, man. Anthony, appreciate you, dog. You already
This
know,
is
man.
what
Make sure you guys join the membership. We got exclusive content for all members. We got free perks, prizes, and giveaways. We got a lot going on for our new members. So make sure you guys join the membership here at the Best of 7 Sports Talk. Definitely appreciate that again, once again. And I apologize for cutting you off, BA.
no, you good. Hey, shout out to Ed, the new member. New members, please support. Hit that like button. Share this thing. 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's okay. Like if anybody that says Kobe or MJ is in that top 3, even if you do got LeBron as number 1, I can't knock it. To each his own. Tomatoes to me, whatever. But it's when you start talking about top 10, top 15. That's when I trip. But he can be 3. You can say 3. I mean, he not number 1 or number 2 to me, but he's still number 3. That's still pretty big time, bro. I can't. He's big time, bro.
I really got to talk to the bosses about you, yo. I mean, it. Okay, well, let's go here. The Memphis Grizzlies. You know, we had the situation where Ja Moran here got hurt. You know what I mean? We just talked about his performance yesterday. Dylan Brooks, big topic of discussion.
Yeah.
With his mouth and his comments versus LeBron James. He got ejected yesterday. He really didn't have that much of an impact in yesterday's game. Memphis is now down 2-1. Home court advantage got stolen from him in game 1 with the loss. Where do you see Memphis going at from here? Like, how do you see Memphis being able to bounce back? Do you see Memphis being able to bounce back?
It's Memphis is tricky to me with Memphis. They have been the last couple seasons. They've been a really, really good organization, a really good team specifically. But when Ja Morant with Ja Morant in and out the lineup, I feel like it messes up the camaraderie of the squad. Because if you notice, when Ja Morant is not playing, right, they actually play very well as a unit. When Ja Morant is inserted into the lineup after missing however many games or 1 or 2 games, that they all say, okay, let's depend on Ja. Ja is going to lead the way. And everybody step back and they just stop and they just watch him play and watch him do unbelievable things. And I think that that's an issue that they have. They're going to have to. He had 13 assists and he had 45 points, I believe, 13 and 45, 8 rebounds, something crazy. That means that the ball is sticking to his hands and it's not moving like it's supposed to be moving. Because
so we're blaming Ja Morant for the loss. We're blaming Ja Morant for Memphis's struggles. And you're saying that they are better off with Ja Morant. Is that what this boils down to, BA?
I'm saying that they're going to have to figure out a way how to get everybody, like everybody's going to have to be involved offensively opposed to just Ja Morant. Ja Morant did his thing and he's an amazing player. But if you notice, when he does not play, everybody on the team, the ball moves with energy everywhere. When he gets there, the ball tends to stick. And there's nothing wrong with it because he's a superstar. But this is why they have an amazing record when he doesn't play.
I just feel like that's cat. You're right. In the regular season, we've seen Memphis be successful without Ja Morant. They've won games. But we talking about the postseason, 7-game series. This whole thing slows down. It becomes more of a half-court game. I'm not sold that supporting cast of Memphis can beat a powerhouse Western Conference team 4 out of 7 times without Ja Morant, especially when you got somebody like Dillon Brooks who's more bark than bite. Where your production going to come from? Yeah, it looks good. Team basketball, it does look good when these one-on-one isolated types of games and situations. But when your opponent now gets to study you and you got to play them possibly 7 times, you're going to need a hero for the most part. Like, championship teams are not really won without, somebody being that guy. Like, when have we ever really seen that happen?
I think I agree, but not against the Lakers. They don't need Memphis doesn't need Ja Morant to beat the Lakers. They don't.
What?
They don't.
Really?
Yeah, they don't. They play completely different without him. When they play without him and they spread the court without Ja, because he likes to penetrate a lot and try to get to the middle. Anthony Davis does not live in the paint when Ja Morant is not playing. He's always coming to extend out. When Ja Morant is playing, because you're anticipating that penetration, he's standing in the middle, blocking it and like clogging up everything. So
I think my man decent props for his defensive presence. He's been swatting shit all playoffs.
Shout out to AD, but I wouldn't be, bro. I hold my breath every time. I hold my breath every time he falls down on the ground. I hold my breath. I'd be like, yeah. Then he gets.
It's ridiculous. It is really ridiculous.
Y'all gonna have to move that man. Y'all are gonna have to move that man pretty soon. I don't think this is the last season y'all should even have him. And 7, I gotta ask you this one specific thing before we switch. What are your thoughts about Dillon Brooks getting ejected with a flagrant 2?
I mean, first of all, that's the rule. It was a groin shot. It was intentional.
You think it was intentional?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Bro. Dillon Brooks, bro. This is the gift and the curse of being a trash talker. Like when you put yourself in the spotlight, it's all eyes on you means something. Like that was just perfectly defined right there. Everybody know that Dillon Brooks was going to be under a microscope. LeBron James even had some words for him before the game started. So you can't tell me what you saying that was a mistake?
Yeah, that was definitely an accident. He didn't hit him on it. If you know basketball, you shift, right? This is what happened. LeBron made a good ass move behind the back. He anticipated. He had the ball in his left hand. He's faking one way. He went. Dillon Brooks tried to reach in because he anticipated LeBron to actually go one way. He was going to cut him off. But when LeBron shifted on him and went behind that back to that right hand, he had already sold out and committed himself to making that steal or to even fouling him that way. Not fouling, but to try to get ahead and get in front of him. And that's what happened. It should have been a flagrant 1. A flagrant 2, though, they saying it's excessive and he really tried to hurt. Nah, that nigga didn't try to hit. Man, get out of here.
Because
Come
it was
on.
to the
People
groin.
that know basketball know this.
Any
Bro.
groin shots is going to get you a flagrant 2, right?
Bro, that was a flagrant 1. It was incidental. It was not.
I think in the rule book, though, it's automatically a flagrant 2 if it's a groin shot, right? Because James Harden just got ejected for the same thing, right?
They try to be consistent. I didn't watch the James Harden one, but I guess they tried to be consistent. But I think because he's Dylan Brooks, they're in LA, and it's LeBron
this is
James.
The thing. And Snack King Cole just said it, like you sitting up here capping for Dylan Brooks, talking about defensively he was trying to attempt to get the steal.
That's
what
the
hell is Dylan Brooks? When he ain't getting no steal from LeBron. What are you talking about? Like, come on, BA. Like, really?
Bro, this is, if you know basketball, you see, you're looking at the play. LeBron goes one way, right? And then Dylan Brooks tries to anticipate where LeBron's gonna go. And LeBron says, nope, shift up behind the back. I'm gonna switch the other way. And Dylan Brooks, at that time of that shift, he's reaching in. LeBron fucking altered his whole body by going behind the back. And he reached. He wasn't trying to punch that nigga. No, we ain't doing that, man. Come on. He know this, man.
How will this series play out to you? LA is now up 2-1. Game 4 is in LA. How do you think the rest of the series is going to play out, in your opinion?
Originally, I had Memphis. I had Memphis in 6 originally. I'm gonna have to change it. I think LA is gonna win in 6 games, and like I said, I say that because they are. I don't know what's gonna happen with Ja Morant. Is he gonna hurt his hand again, and then they're gonna take him out one? He's gonna have to sit out one game and then come back, and then everything is all discombobulated. I don't know. It's a huge question mark with Memphis, so I'm gonna say LA in 6.
LA in 6. Okay, cool. Wow.
Man, you didn't have no rebuttal for that, huh? You were like, yeah.
No, because when you first at the beginning of this conversation, you said that the Lakers was a dangerous team. So that alone was good enough. But you had a lot of disrespect for LeBron. I'm getting over that gradually. But you got the Lakers winning this series. I mean, however you want to spin it is definitely good enough to me. I do want to stay in LA. I want to come back to LA. But let's go to New York, man. I just watched the New York Knicks get a big win in Madison Square Garden versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Knicks are now up 3-1, looking to win a playoff series for the first time, I believe, in over 15 years.
Yeah.
Man, the Knicks are the real deal, bro. I'm just watching how much heart some of those guys got. Those guys are balling. Josh Hart, he was balling. What's his name from Duke? RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett, he's playing solid. Julius Randle is doing what he normally do, but Jalen mother freaking Brunson.
Jalen Brunson, bro, is on another level. But I just wanted to say that RJ Barrett, he had the biggest playoff game of his career today, and for the most part, the guy you just mentioned.
Jalen Brunson?
Or not Jalen. Oh man, his name. Oh
Mitchell,
man.
Mitchell Robinson?
No. You just mentioned his name. Not RJ. Man, I can't believe I forgot
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle. Wow. Ugly. Jesus Christ. He sat out pretty much the majority of the fourth quarter. Like the Knicks had so much of a rhythm with the guys on the bench. He sat out on the fourth quarter and he didn't give an attitude about it. Like it was a real good look for the Knicks culture, bro. But Jalen Brunson, man, you brought him up. What is your thoughts on Jalen Brunson and what he's meant to this organization in New York?
New York, you have just found you a cornerstone. Don't get rid of him. Not get rid of this young man. He's
that dude, huh?
individual level. Yes. We talking about a guy that helped. Like everybody talked about the Dallas Mavericks and everything last season, right? And they kept talking about Luka this, Luka that. Yo, Luka missed, I think he missed like 3 or 4 games. And they only lost one game. One game when Luka was gone. Because of why? Because Jalen Brunson is that guy. He doesn't, it's not that he can score, that he can pass, that he's just this, bro, he's a leader. And he brings a calm factor to the whole team. And that says a lot. Like that's you can't go buy that on a shelf. You can't just go to free agency and just pick somebody up that can do that. Not too many people. It's probably 10% of the NBA can do the things that he can do for an organization and actually have an impact.
I definitely got to give Jalen Brunson a round of applause. I really do. You know, I was one of those guys in the offseason. That felt like New York was crazy for giving this guy $100 and something million contract, because unlike you, I wasn't sold off of what I just witnessed in Dallas. Like, I didn't follow Jalen Brunson's career. I know him and Luka went to the Western Conference Finals, but I was looking at it like this was just an isolated situation. Who is this guy? You know, I thought they should have invested more money in trying to get Donovan Mitchell. So when they spent like the 120 million on Jalen, I thought the Knicks had made a mistake. And boy, was I wrong, bro. Like everything you said Jalen Brunson is, he's that plus one, bro. He has just been, he's official, bro. He's official.
Did you know he was National College Basketball Player of the Year? Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I never knew nothing about this kid.
Do you know that he has 2 NCAA championships with Villanova? 2.
Talk to me.
Bro, the knock on him was, oh, we don't know how his game's going to translate to the NBA, and that he might be too small to be a point guard. He's not quick enough and efficient enough. But no, that's the thing about him. He doesn't need athleticism to play the game. He plays the game up here, and that's what makes him special.
Is he better than Julius Randle? Is he the best player on the Knicks team?
Yes, hands down. I like Julius Randle Julius is the second best. I like what he does, but when it comes down to the game and to actually down the stretch, we're gonna go to Brunson opposed to Randle. I'm saying I'm not no Knicks fan for real, but just watching them throughout the season, Julius Randle can hold it down, and he's gonna be 2010 automatically, because that's what he is. He's like Zach Randolph 2.0 to me, but Jalen Brunson is the guy.
So Jalen Brunson is the king of New York. I mean, between the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Knicks, is Jalen Brunson the best guy that the state of New York has in professional basketball? Is he the king of New York right now?
Yeah, once KD and Kyrie got up out of there, yeah.
Well, I got some bad news for you, because Jalen Brunson ain't good enough to bring you no Larry O'Brien trophy now. Like, let's slow our roll. He might be the king of New York, but what?
Don't be surprised.
You don't think he's gonna need some help?
Don't be surprised if the Knicks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Don't be surprised. You heard it here first. Don't be surprised, especially if the Bucks don't.
Oh my God!
Especially if the Bucks fold to the Miami Heat.
Oh,
don't be surprised, bro. Yo, just saying.
I'm gonna save the Miami Heat conversation for another day, but they are up 2-1 on Milwaukee.
Yes.
A team that lost the first play-in game have found a way to be up on the number 1 seeded team, and Giannis is not healthy.
That's that part right there. It's that part. And then they got the next game is in Miami. Game 4 is in Miami, so it's a big chance they can go down 3-1 after tomorrow.
Wow, bro.
It sounds crazy, but this is what it is. Yeah,
Yikes. So again, getting back to Jalen Brunson, man, I am very impressed, bro. But big picture wise, bro, he is not going to be enough for New York Knicks to win a title. I mean, I hear you saying Eastern Conference appearances and all that, but we talking championships. We talking, the top of the hill.
bro,
I
they
think
could
he's
win,
going to need another star or superstar to come help him. He
bro.
ain't good enough for just that, but
The
I think
New
they're
York,
setting a good standard.
the way that the New York Knicks look, they could win a championship this year. They could, bro. I'm not saying that
What?
they are. I don't think that they are, but I wouldn't be surprised if they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals and then made it to the final. Like, bro, they are good enough for that this year. They're good enough for that this year, from top to bottom, with great coaching. And then they got a squad. They've been good, but one player just made a difference. And then quickly was in the running for six man of the year. I believe he came in number
Yeah,
two.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then Mitchell Robinson was one of the top defenders when
Mitchell
he was
Robinson is
hurt.
stepping it up.
He was hurt majority of the season, and he didn't come back to like the later ends of the season. And now he's holding down the paint. Come on, man! I'm telling you, this is different. And I'm not a Knicks fan at all, but I'm not naive to see that they have a chance at doing some big things this year.
Sometimes, and I hate to say this, but losing can be good for some teams. I'm thinking that New York has set themselves in a good position, in a good space, where as though they would have a star or possibly a superstar being attracted to come over there and play with Jalen Brunson and really make a real run for a title. Um, if they was to come up short in maybe this round or the next round, do you think that the Knicks losing at this point is bad for their potential, or are they in a win-win situation no matter what?
In order for them to be successful, to be a successful season, they have to win this round. If they lose to Cleveland, if Cleveland somehow turns up and ends up winning this series, this whole season was a failure. They have to make it to the second round at least, minimally. They go to the second round and lose to Miami or Milwaukee, then it's different. Then it's like, all right, yo, we got something to build off of. Look at the potential. We haven't made it, and we haven't won a round. We haven't won a first round series in over 15 years.
Right.
And we got Jalen Brunson's first season here. He's changing the whole culture of how everything is. Players are getting better. We might get rid of RJ Barrett. We might keep him, whatever they're gonna do. But they have to win. They have to win this series.
What about to change topics? I want to talk real quick, real brief about Ime Udoka, because his name has come up a lot in conversations for head coaching jobs. I heard the Houston Rockets are going to be interviewing him along with Frank Vogel. Ime's name just came up in conversations with Toronto. Now that Nick Nurse and the Raptors have parted ways. What's your thoughts on Ime Udoka? Where do you think he's going to land, BA, if he comes back? Are you surprised he's getting an opportunity to come back? And did Boston make a mistake letting him go in the first place? 3-part question.
Yeah, I think Boston, I think they made a mistake. But at the same time, the coach that is coaching right now for them is under the tutelage. He came from Ime Udoka.
Yeah, Coach Frank Mazzulla did come from under that umbrella of Ime.
Exactly. The whole coach, actually the whole staff that's still there with Damon Stoudemire and all of them. They came from they came from Ime. But with that being said, Ime, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where because he can go anywhere. He can go anywhere. He's a really good coach in general. So he about to go.
If you was him and the two choices was the Rockets and the Raptors, hypothetically, which organization you think is probably a better fit for Ime, his presence? The Raptors right now or the Rockets right now? Because I like Houston with these young guys. Yeah, I just don't know how much of an influence he would be.
I'm going to Houston. I'm going to Houston. Yeah. Okay. besides the no state income tax, besides that part, um, him going to Houston with the young players that they got, and plus they're about to get multiple first round draft picks as well. I'm up on them, and I think that he's going to help them defensively because them young boys can score. They just can't play a lick of defense.
Word. This is the best of seven sports talk, guys. Seven Mitchell and BA. We are in the building, man, giving you guys some of that great NBA sports content. Make sure y'all follow us on social media. One last topic before we get out of here this afternoon. I want to go back to LA. I want to talk about the Clippers now, BA. I want to talk about first Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard gets hurt again. I saw Stephen A. Smith saying that he feel like Kawhi Leonard should actually retire from the game of basketball. They're now going at it with the Phoenix Suns in the first round. They have no Paul George. He's now doing a podcast. Kawhi Leonard is now out. The Clippers are pretty much forced with Russell being the number one. Russell's played pretty well, but it just hasn't been enough to get through the Phoenix Suns as of yet. What's your thoughts on Kawhi Leonard, bro? First of all,
shout out to Kawhi. He got his money, got his contract, but he just don't do it for me. And he is another one of these players that just, it's like he finesses. It's like he takes, I don't know, maybe his knee might be hurt, but it's just everything always happens at the unopportune times.
Yeah.
Like, bro, he does. You score 32, you score 38, 32, and then your knee starts hurting, so you can't play the next game that your team needs you. You see your team out there struggling. Like with Paul George, when he gets injured, we see Paul George injuries. Because usually his injuries are on the court and he can't go. And when he can't, and usually when he is hurt and he can go, Paul George is going to play. Kawhi Leonard just is really like, yo, I'm good. I'm straight. And you see him walking all normal, laughing at everybody on the bench, talking about, yeah, come on, guys, trying to, nah, man, yeah, nah, Kawhi. I'm not liking Kawhi right now, but get your money, young man. Get your money.
I did a video I dropped yesterday on Paul George doing a podcast, and I kind of have I don't have a problem with these guys jumping outside of their bag, doing other things, for their brand and stuff. But just looking at the history of NBA players who have been doing this podcasting thing, the team's success at the time doesn't usually exist with each other. You look at Draymond's season this year and how Golden State struggled on the road, and you look at Patrick Beverley, and you look at now, you look at Danny Green, who had a podcast, and now you got Paul George, who started a podcast. Like, what's your thoughts on the NBA players doing these podcasts? Do you think it's really taking away from team success, or do you just don't have a problem with it?
I don't have a problem with it. I like it. I like hearing that perspective.
Okay.
The only thing, I'm not gonna lie, with Draymond Green, it was a little different though. Draymond Green was a little different because he starts so much controversy and he says so much craziness, like on and off the court, that it's like he can really, he's the type of player, he can really take all of the momentum from your team, the eyes that's supposed to be on your team, and put it on himself and put pressure on him, on the team as well. But Paul George, no, he's not. Paul George is out there being friendly, talking about moments, past moments, the NBA experience. He's not out there literally talking about, yeah, so this is what I was thinking when I hit somebody in the crown jewels, or this is what it like, or this is why I punched so at practice in the mouth. He's not out there talking like that.
But when you look at it though, BA, like bottom line wise, these guys who making podcasts, their teams don't win. And there's not a lot. When you just look at it for what it is, like these guys, Draymond they won the championship last year. I think his podcast kind of kicked off like during the NBA finals. So it worked at that moment, but overall this season, it didn't work. Patrick Beverley, we see how his year went. Now Paul George, they struggling, and now we seeing him. He on every podcast talking about I'm close to coming back and all that. And I'm just like, bro, don't nobody need to hear you talk. And talk is cheap at this point if you're a Clippers fan, because the expectation level since 2019 was so high for you and Kawhi Leonard. You guys never met expectations. So the last thing people will want to hear right now is you talking on a podcast. Get your butt out there on the court and help. Because it's just like it's now or never for real for the Clippers, bro.
Bro, it was over. Let me tell you when it was over for the Clippers. So it was over for the Clippers in the bubble when Kawhi and Paul George like, I don't want to play basketball no more. Then they forced him to come back to play because they said we're not gonna pay you unless you come to the bubble. They went back to the bubble to play, and they messed around with Denver
and blew a 3-1 lead.
Denver. And by far, they had the best team in the whole entire bubble by far, and they let Denver beat them. They have not been the same since.
Clippers was not better than LeBron and AD and the Lakers.
Oh, at that time,
BA. Why do you hate the Lakers? Won the championship, bro. When you gonna show some respect?
Bro, they played against the Denver Nuggets, the baby Nuggets. We not doing that. Come on, man.
The Lakers played the Clippers.
We didn't even know who Jokic was. We didn't even know who Jokic was.
The Lakers played the Clippers the first game back from the pandemic and cleaned them up.
Yeah, of course. They didn't want to be there.
That's not the Lakers' fault. Listen. You're not gonna shit on my success because these niggas didn't want to be there. Like this is the job. What do you mean you don't want to be here? This is the job.
All right, I forgot that. I keep forgetting that LeBron James is a Laker, and if LeBron James left, when he leaves, not if, but when he leaves the Lakers, Seven's not gonna have Lakers stuff up no more.
Yeah, I'm taking this down. Once LeBron leaves, I'm taking all this down. Don't worry. Somebody in the chat said I need to turn this to a Lakers show. It's only temporary. Trust and believe. When LeBron go, I go.
Yo,
that's just how we rocking, man.
Temporary. I got to get up out of here.
But with the Clippers, though, how do you see this thing ending now? They down to the Phoenix Suns. Do you think they done? No chance.
They showed me that they can win one more game. They showed me they can win one more game without Kawhi. They can win one more possibly, but there's too much down the stretch, bro. Like, without a go-to, without a real go-to scorer, they can't, like, down the stretch. Nah, bro. Phoenix got it. And what I tell you, Phoenix not that good. I told you, Phoenix not as good as you thought they were.
Yeah, you said that. You definitely said that.
Why? Because they
got the Clippers number.
They haven't played together. And if Paul George and Kawhi is on that floor, it's a
but they ain't.
Series.
They ain't.
They not. Yeah, they not. And Kawhi, get your bag, Kawhi. That's all I can say. Get your bag, sir.
Russell Westbrook, what's your thoughts on him? What does his future look like to you?
I can see him coming back. I can see the Clippers re-signing him. I can see the Clippers re-signing him. Yeah. Like, what he's done since he's been there in this short sample size has been incredible. He's been playing, like, he hasn't been able to shoot the ball extremely well, but he's never really been a shooter. But as far as impact, he's been impacting the game more in a good way than a bad way since he's been in LA. Since he's been a Clipper.
All right, man. You heard it first. My guy BA says he feel like the Clippers will re-sign Russell Westbrook. Will remain to be seen. BA, I appreciate you joining me this afternoon, bro.
Hey, appreciate you for having me, man. Yo, I love talking this sports-ish with this Lakers fan over here. Well, no, with this LeBron fan over here.
Yeah. Y'all already know, man. We got to identify ourselves, man. King James, salute. Big up to the NBA community. Shout out to everyone out there in the live chat. Once again, this is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. I'm your host, Seven Mitchell. If you guys are new to this platform, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, more importantly, if you guys are into daily NBA content, make sure you follow me everywhere on social media. Definitely appreciate all your support. Guys, make sure y'all stay safe this week. Definitely look forward to another opportunity to chop it up with you guys. Big up again to my dog BA from Get Your Bars Up Media. I'll put the link of his new sports channel in the description of the podcast so you guys can catch up and stay in the loop with what he got on. Big up again to everyone, all the supporters. Shout out again to my dog Anthony. Appreciate you for becoming a member today. All you guys, once again, become a member of the Best of Seven Sports Talk. Definitely appreciate your guys' support. Y'all stay safe. And I will be back live with you guys tomorrow night. We got Trey from the First Formation Sports Talk podcast. He's going to be joining me tomorrow night here at the Best of Seven Sports Talk. So 9:00 p.m. Eastern, we back at it again tomorrow, talking more of the NBA playoffs and whatever happened the rest of this evening. So y'all stay safe, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow here at the Best of Seven Sports Talk. Salute you guys. I'm out. Peace.